Hello everyone, I am so happy to see you again. Today is going to be a very productive day. We need to plant leeks and some other veggies outside in the garden. And then for dinner tonight, we are going to make penne pasta with peas, parsley, bacon, and mint. It's a super delicious dish and it is super simple to make. But before we can get started, we need to make a quick trip to the local farm store. I want to buy leek seedlings plus some of the ingredients that we will use for tonight's dinner. So please take a drive with me.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right.
Here at the berry farm in Chatham, New York, I'm selecting parsley, leeks, Patterson onions, red wing onions, and potted spearmint. I will admit that I'm trying to avoid making any impulse purchases. That's hard to do because this farm store offers so many inviting plants. I'm also buying already cut parsley and mint for today's pasta dinner. The berry farm grows these herbs in greenhouses the year round. We are home again. I picked up some mint and some parsley that we will use for our penne with parsley, peas, bacon, and mint for tonight's dinner. And I picked up some good storage onions and some leeks and some flat leaf parsley here, which will supplement the other parsley that I grew from seed. And I picked up a couple of leeks because I want to show you why I plant leeks the way I do. And we can discuss this more after we head out to the garden. We are up in the kitchen garden, and I want to show you how to plant leeks in an old-fashioned and definitely time-honored way. The goal is to plant them so that you will achieve this beautiful white or blanched portion. So first you need a special tool called a dibbler, or maybe it's called a dibber, which is really nothing more than a broom handle. And you make holes about 4 inches deep. Leeks are always planted with many seeds per cell. So I take them out, tease the roots to loosen them. So there were 6 leeks in that one little cell. And then you insert the leek into one of the holes, like this. And with overhead watering, the soil will gradually fill up the hole, and you'll end up with that beautiful white portion on each leek. Now, some of these leeks are just too short to plant right now, so I will let them grow outside until they get considerably taller before I plant them. Meantime, let me show you how I water these. As a final step, fill every hole with water. As the water drains, a small amount of soil will wash down, covering the roots, but not the stems. And here's the beauty of this planting system. As the leeks grow, overhead watering, either provided by nature or by the garden hose, will gradually cause the surrounding soil to refill the holes, keeping the lower stem dark or blanched. The blanched part is the most tender, delicious part of a leek. Since we are working in the kitchen garden right now, let me show you the sweet peas that you and I planted from seed about 3 weeks ago and that we transplanted into the garden last week. And as you can see, they are getting very leggy. So I'm going to cut them right here so that this will form branches. In last Sunday's video, many of you asked about the flowering shrub that grows on the wall of my serpentine garden. The shrub is flowering quince, and the variety name is cameo. I love cameo's apricot-colored rose blossom type flowers. Here's the little spearmint plant that you and I bought together at the farm store, and I'm going to transplant it to a larger pot. And I have a neat trick for doing this. Now, mint, if you've ever grown it in the open garden, well, it's a bully. It can take over your entire garden. That's why I like to confine it to a pot. And I'm going to cover the drainage hole with a piece of old window screen. I need to moisten my potting mix. This is like making mud pies. So this is called the mold system of transplanting. Mold, M-O-L-D. So you put the smaller pot in the larger pot and you twist it around the soil or the potting mix to form a mold in which to place the unpotted plant. I will show you. Then knock the plant from its original pot. This is not too root bound. Insert the plant, and you can transplant without disturbing the roots whatsoever. And there, we are transplanted. Since we are in the herb garden, we might as well plant the broccoli and cabbage seedlings that we purchased from a local farm store a few weeks ago. The cabbage variety is called Savoy. Savoy cabbage has beautiful ruffled leaves. We are having a very productive planting day. Let me get a little bit cleaned up, and then you and I can get cracking on an early dinner. Okay, I cleaned up just a little bit. It's amazing how dirty one can get whilst one is working in the garden. We're going to start our dinner penne with parsley, peas, mint, and bacon. Not necessarily in that order. And the first thing I need is to grate Parmesan cheese. I'm going to do it just on my box grater. I need 1 cup plus extra for sprinkling. This is one of those colorful pasta dishes that are just great to serve in spring. Now I need a 1/2 cup, or basically a small handful, of fresh mint leaves, which I will chop. There are no exact measurements for this recipe. Then I need the same amount, a 1/2 cup or a handful of flat-leaved parsley. I cannot wait until my own parsley is well established. I plan to grow a lot of parsley this summer because I like to preserve it for winter use. Then I need about 8 ounces, or roughly 227 grams of center cut bacon. I did put this bacon in the freezer for a few minutes just to make it easier to slice into lardons, by which I mean 1/4-inch strips. And I do have a big pot of water coming to a boil behind me. Let's move over to the cooktop. My water is at a rapid boil, so I'm going to salt it heavily. We are supposed to make the water as salty as the Mediterranean Sea. Then I'm adding 8 ounces of penne pasta. Give this a stir. We will cook this only to the al dente stage, about 11 minutes. And then in a skillet over medium heat, add about a tablespoon of olive oil and the bacon. Now add 1 cup or 240 mils of heavy cream. And we will let this boil until it has reduced a bit. That will take about 1 minute. Now add a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, or just plain dried oregano. Stir that in. And then stir in 1½ cups, or about 240 grams, of either fresh or frozen peas. I'm using frozen peas here. Then fold in the mint and the parsley. I love this greenery. Then we can turn off the heat and fold in a good cup or a large handful of the shredded Parmesan cheese. As you can see, this dish comes together in a flash. I did not add any salt to this because there is plenty of salt already in the bacon. And our sauce was finished even before our pasta was. Now I can fish out this al dente penne and add it to the beautiful, verdant sauce. And stir it in. And if you'd like a thinner sauce, just add some of the starchy pasta water. I'm going to keep our dinner warm in a 200-degree Fahrenheit or 90-degree Celsius oven. Meantime, we can set the table. I put some surplus Parmesan cheese in this very beautiful silver scuttle. This is actually intended for sugar cubes or granulated sugar, and you would include this with your tea service. A very kind viewer named Michael sent this to me. So Michael, if you were watching this video, thank you. Little bread. This is perhaps the best pasta dish I have ever tasted in my life. And I do make it every year at this time. It seems like the perfect meal to help celebrate spring. I love every flavor in this dish. The salty bacon, the refreshing mint, the peppery parsley, and of course, the peas just burst with flavor when you bite into them. I will post the link to this recipe in the description below. I hope you will give it a try. And I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day in order to spend a few moments with me as we shopped at the farm store. We planted leeks and some other vegetables, and we made this pasta dinner. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you have not already. And be sure to tap the little bell icon to receive notifications every time I upload a new video. I can put a couple of my other videos at the end of this one that you can enjoy between now and my next upload. Until then, please treat yourself well. Please try this pasta dish. Let me know how your spring garden is coming along. And I will see you in the next episode. Chin chin.